All right, let's get started. Another quick stream for the Monday. We missed Friday, so we'll be going over some of the things I wanted to review on Friday, which of course would be the Doge position that we talked about on the previous stream, and then BNB position, and then we'll do those towards the end. The first two, we'll be talking about SPX, what it's done today on the weekly open, the day trade we took on SPX today, and then Bitcoin. Bitcoin hasn't done too much, but we'll go over what we are still planning for today. We've been waiting about 6 days for this point of interest to get hit. And we'll go over that for those who don't know what we're talking about. So first up, SPX, right? What has SPX done? Oh, let me open up the chat window because you guys... Oh, hold on. Oh, I think I have the irate noise on. 1 second, let me disconnect this. There we go. Okay, the noise should be gone now. Did not mean to keep that on. All right, so first up, SPX. What number one thing we were talking about last week for SPX was that massive breakout, right? This massive breakout was going to give way to a lot of momentum into the crypto markets. That was our main focus. Was we had taken the Bitcoin longs, and we thought that we made enough on them because we referenced the seasonality chart here, how if we had already hit the Bitcoin move, Ethereum had already made its same exact move and was trading above the daily 200. We then moved into these other large caps, such as ETH and BNB and XRP, which we were talking about, and then the altcoins, which we took a position on already for Dogecoin. And we'll review that in just a second. But main thing to keep note of on SPX is it did break out. This is the first time it's broken out since August of last year. So quite some time. It's broken out, and today, the weekly open, Monday, it is now retesting that daily 200. And this is the most significant thing possible, right? Because previously, when we had this exact same setup, right, we'd have the breakout, it would come test the trend line, reject, and then we would get a swift move really from the day immediately after that retest. You get the breakout, and then you obviously get that retest. So on this red candle here, the largest sell volume red candle above the daily 200, the day after it slides underneath and then retest, and then that's where you'd obviously stop out. We have the exact same scenario now, right? We have had 2 days above the daily 200. After 3 days of consolidation, you get your breakout, and now this is really where it matters. So this will be the most important week, right? Not only because we're testing this daily 200, but we have a few major events coming up, and I think Casper already posted about these. But Wednesday and Thursday, we have FOMC. We'll pull this up right now. Wednesday and Thursday are big days. These will be big volatility days. Wednesday, February 1st, 2 p.m. FOMC statement. This is Eastern Standard Time. This is going to be the largest event of the week. This is where it's really going to make or break this exact formation. So FOMC bad, and we have these massive rate hikes. Looks like the daily 200 will get mitigated again, such as it did in August. Tomorrow, not too many important events. GDP and employment change. I don't think it's going to do too much. I think everyone's really preparing themselves for non-farm and FOMC on Wednesday. And then Thursday, monetary policy. And again, Wednesday and Thursday being massive events that will absolutely affect the weekly progression of SPX. Not only do we have that, we also have, let me pull this up, we also have a massive round of earnings. Tomorrow we're going to see earnings from Exxon, UPS, Pfizer, Cat, McDonald's, Spotify. These are major, right? These are major, assets that are affecting the price of the S&P 500. They are weighted in the S&P. The next days, right, we have Facebook. That's going to really affect the QQQ. So we'll have tech being affected, and then processing into Thursday when we have the monetary policy updates. We'll also have Amazon, Apple, Google, Ford, Qualcomm, Starbucks. A massive, massive week. Like I can't undermine this, but it is actually going to be the biggest week that we're going to have since the last 4 months, right? Since the last quarter. This week is the most important one coming up right now, and this is where we're going to have the largest moves. We have these massive earnings, We have monetary policy and FOMC tomorrow and employment changes. And we have broken the largest downtrend on SPX today. And we are testing the daily 200. So a lot going on with SPX. This is where if we get a great Wednesday, right? If we get a great Wednesday in a markup phase where we can bounce and retest, right, confirm this retest on this daily 200, even break down a little bit and confirm the retest on the trend line, markup, and we're hopping in calls again. I'm personally still bullish. I mean, I can only be bullish at this level for the reason that all of the indicators are giving us bullish signals. So that's where I stick for now. Not only is SPX having a huge day, right? Bitcoin is also going to be affected by this. And we've been talking about this one for over a week now. And we haven't exactly got the level we wanted yet. For those that don't know what the level we want is we want a retest of the daily 200, such as what SPX is giving right now. Bitcoin is currently sitting just about 6% away, about 5.5% to the downside. So about a 5.5% move to the downside, right? This would mitigate all of this consolidation. All of these orders would start to stop out because we're now at these highs where people are starting to get nervous. So they are going to be more risk off and drawdown. If we get this drawdown into this daily fair value gap to the bottom 50% of the daily fair value gap, plus a retest of this daily 200, plus, and this would just be the absolute god tier formation, the 4 hour continues up and everything coincides. Daily fair value gap, daily 200, 4 hour 200. I don't know what else could be perfect for us to go uber long here, but you can look at the previous streams. This is what we've been waiting for. A little bit more. It's not there yet. So it is nowhere near where I want to bid. I would need at least 4% exactly to take my first bid, which would be at the middle point of the daily fair value gap. Anything below that is just bid instantly. Just bid instantly. All of the bias is on your side to bid into that level. So watch that for this week. You guys know the levels. It is going to be 21,800 to 21,300. 21.3K to 21.8K. You bid. Just blindly bid this. The stop is extremely easy here. The stop is extremely easy and high value stop, right? You're stopping below the daily fair value gap and you stop below after a break of the 4 hour 200 and a break of the daily. Very, very easy to get out of this trade if it goes against you. Now, let's go over the SPX trade just very quickly because this is the only trade I took for the entire day, but it actually uses a lot of concepts that I'm talking about for SPX on the higher time frames and Bitcoin. First up, let's bring up exactly where I sent this trade so you guys can see what it looked like when it was sent. Okay, so here's the trade. We took SPX 0-day calls, right, on a bounce of this 15-minute 200 EMA plus a retest of this level here, right? The level's fairly obvious. Previously used as massive resistance. Then you get your markup phase for 2-3 days straight. As you break through this, you retrace into it, retest, and then price slowly marks down into Monday open the entire day, right? This is a against the trend play. The entire day marking down almost 50 points into our level here. If we go down to lower time frames, there's a fairly obvious level where we take edit this. And this was the exact trade. All we wanted was a smooth break. We want a smooth break of this dynamic trend line, right? All we wanted was a very, very small move. 15-minute bounce, it's going to give you a bounce. No matter what, there's going to be a bounce there. There's a bounce at this level. Mad confidence here. And as you can see, it took us about 20 minutes or so to hit a... Let's pull this up.
Can you hear me by chance? I can't tell.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Anybody hear me? All right, hey, listen, I got to ask you from the bill.
Hold on.
I'm at work
Ask
right
it in
now.
like 5 minutes. Ask it in like 5 minutes. Let me finish going over SPX, and then you can ask it right after. Okay, so anyways, SPX, 15-minute price is just grinding down to it for the entire day. Price hits the 15-minute 200 EMA. Price is also hitting this point of flipped support, right? Previous resistance, flipped into support, hitting it for the second time. There's going to be a bounce here. We had a hold for about maybe 15 minutes in total, 133% gain. Great play, very quickly. And how did we know where to sell? Very easy. The point to sell is where the previous highs could not break. Every time you get a clear high, price cannot break it. So your goal is to get as close as possible to one of these highs and you sell near it. This one was a little bit easier because I think there was a 5-minute fair value gap here that we sold into. Actually, we sold into this block here. So the previous, every time you can see, it marks up, mark up, doesn't break highs, marks up, doesn't break highs, right? There's no trend at all changing here. So you have to sell as close as possible to the previous high. That's what we did. And after we sold the trade, price marks down back to low of day. So great trade. But the reason I bring this trade up, because it shows the importance of these EMAs as it relates to the daily 200 on SPX right now going into this volatile week, and the importance of potentially getting that retest, the daily retest on the 200 for Bitcoin. Next up, this one will be very fast. Previous plays, Doge. This one was what we went over on Friday or Wednesday, one of those days. But someone brought this up on stream. They asked where would be a solid entry to take on Dogecoin. This was, we looked at the trade here. So this is what it looked like on the day that we were observing it. There's only two things to note here. We wanted a 4-hour retest, plus we wanted an additional point of confluence. The additional point of confluence is this fair value gap at this exact same level. So what we wanted to see was price to fall into this level. We bid with limit orders, and then we take to the next high, right? That's exactly what we wanted. And we could just play, as you can see, price dumps into the level, dumps into the fair value gap, dumps into the 4-hour. We get our bids off. And you wait, and as you can see, there's the wick for the TP. And Dogecoin fresh trade maybe took 2-3 days. And it's still sitting at the same level, right? So great trade on Doge. Very simple. I hope you guys were able to learn something from this because it took only 2 points of confluence. A 4-hour fair value gap and a 4-hour 200 EMA. That's all we needed. And that was, a plus 6-hour trade. So great trade there. Only infuriating part about this trade was the advent of it coming back to entry. And this is a difficult thing for most traders to deal with, but you get your entry, you get your markup, and then it comes back and retests your entry and then takes off. That's one point where as a trader, you're really going to have to understand your risk here. If you're able to get profit out of the trade, right, within the first day, 2 days, and it comes all the way back to your entry, you have to observe, have you taken any trims yet? If you haven't taken any profits off the table at that point, you hold the trade. In our case, we had already taken our first trim off of Dogecoin and it came back to our entry. At that point, we have to take the trade off at break even and not risk losing the profit, because the worst possible point would be making a profit and then letting it go and hit the stop loss and then you losing your profit and coming out of the trade negative. So the one infuriating part comes back to break even. It's unfortunate, but you have to deal with it sometimes. Next trade was, I think, BNB. And this one can still be active too. BNB had its beautiful markup phase. We had bought this at the 1-hour 200 EMA retest. And pretty much since the exact time we bought it, 24 hours later, we got the markup to 5%. Unfortunately, came back and hit our entry. What are you going to do about it? But great trade there. And BNB has not broken any point of confluence for this long position. This should still be on your radar to take longs again. And personally, if Bitcoin falls into that daily daily fair value gap, if Bitcoin falls into this, bid BNB with it. So those are those. I didn't go over XRP last. I don't think anything has changed with XRP yet. It hasn't broken out, hasn't given a markup. If you don't own XRP, yeah, I think you guys know my sentiment. It's a buy. It is just like when we traded GRT and it hadn't broken the 4-hour 200 EMA and then it broke up and gave us a 30% move. We're just going to bid the coins that haven't broken out yet. When we bid GRT, it was sitting right here. We just waited for the breakout. Same thing with XRP. There's nothing has changed with the trade in XRP either. Okay, those are all the trades. That's SPX trade. That's my sentiment going into the week. Any changes in tether dominance or Bitcoin? Probably not. Yeah, nothing has changed in tether dominance. nothing has changed in Bitcoin dominance either. And now we can take questions. How long's the stream been?
Hey,
15 minutes. Okay, I forgot who it was that asked the question before, but you can come in
does
now.
yo, you
Yes.
there?
Yeah.
This is Bill. Sorry.
What's up, Bill?
Um, Nothing. I'm wondering, are you starting any longs here at all yet? Or are you still waiting?
You said, am I starting any longs right now?
Yep.
Waiting. So if you didn't catch the beginning of the stream, there is one
hmm
level on Bitcoin that I'm waiting for. And just if I give, I'm
hmm
just gonna give you guys one concrete number, 21,500. Really waiting for that to hit. We have marked up past the level where I think that we should retrace from. Today, obviously, we retraced a bit, but it's still about almost 5% away from where I want to bid. So 21,500. If that hits on Bitcoin, I am, as I said last time, going max bid. There's too many confluences at that level for me to just not make any position. And it would be unfortunate if I talk about this so much and don't create a position. So 21,500 Bitcoin, I
hmm
then go long. And when it also hits that level, like almost every other coin in the market should be hitting its point of interest. So Bitcoin, XRP, BNB, those will all be additional coins that we long into that level. So not yet,
Okay.
yeah, so not yet, Bill. Getting close to it, getting very close, and it should happen this week. And within this next
So can
6 day time frame, we should be getting that retest, or then we break the other level. And I said on Wednesday last week, I don't want to bid Bitcoin's current price because the risk is 5% downside, and our upside
hmm
might be 10% possibly. So
yeah.
one, it's
Can
yeah, not enough.
can you tell me your ideal price buy on YFI?
Yeah, we
Because
can go through
that coin
YFI.
trades very slow, so I'm a big fan of it because it's not a big liquid coin.
Oh, I'm actually happy you brought this up. So YFI, let me check the 4 hour. Why? um, I would buy it
Looks
right now.
gas. Oh,
I would buy it.
I did.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
did buy
say.
it. I'm not gonna lie.
So
I'm up too. So
yeah, so the fact you brought this up is good. I don't know if you're watching the stream or not, but this coin respects this level a lot right now. As you can see, it has multiple points of flipping. And it hasn't broken the daily 200, so you guys know my sentiment. If it hasn't broken the daily 200, then there's still a lot of upside left. This actually reminds me a lot of XRP right now. So, you asked me what level to buy it at. Personally, I would buy it right now. So right now, I would buy it. And you can see this thing trend swaps consistently. You could use
hmm
literally just this level and only play the coin. So $7,111. I might actually send a signal for this. This is a great play, and it's right on the 4 hour.
it did hit. I think I got in. Hold on, I'll tell you where I got it at. I bought it right on 7052. So
Yeah, no, this is a great one, and you might get a about 4% discount max into the 4 hour 200. And the best thing about this is going to be a volatile bounce. The only reason I say it's going to be extremely volatile when it bounces here is because since it's broken away from it, it hasn't retested it once. It failed here, failed here, failed here. This is the closest it's gotten to that 4 hours. So yeah, I'd buy it at current price. And if you have an entry now, I would hold it because
yeah.
this looks great. So yeah,
Well,
Wi-Fi.
thank you so much. I got to get back to work. I saw you did a stream and I haven't heard from you in a while, so
It's good. All right, yeah, I'll
I
talk to you
had to
later.
come back.
Perfect.
Thanks, guys.
Of course, yeah. Okay, so that is everything I wanted to go over. If there is anything left, let me know. Now just at me. You guys talk in all the different chats, so I don't know which one to look at. But SPX weekly, very volatile right now. We have 4 more trading days in the session: Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We will have a major event. I can pretty much guarantee that because of how much volatility we have. We have the most massive ERs from these billion-dollar companies, previously trillion-dollar companies. It will make a large move. And if we don't, that will be absolutely surprising. But Apple reporting, Amazon reporting, Google reporting, Caterpillar, Facebook, Starbucks. I mean, something's going to shake. Something's going to shake. And I don't think it's a coincidence that we're having all of these events at the most pivotal point in SPX's recent 4-month history. Someone said, take a look at APT. Is this Aptos? Oh, no. I think this is Aptos if I'm not incorrect. This is the coin that went 3x from the bottom. 4x, 4.5x. Okay, so if you want an entry on Aptos, there's not even enough data. It doesn't even have 200 days on the market yet. Yo, how new is this coin? It has been alive for... How many bars is this? 165 days? It's a new coin. Unless there's a different exchange. Maybe KuCoin's better? No, they're not. Anyways, this coin looks like it's at all-time highs. Where would I take this long? Where would I bid? Be a few points to bid here. Let's see if we can break this down a little bit further. Yeah, so this is going to give you... This is going to give you an exact entry. 1 hour. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be where you bid. $14, and does this line up with the 4 hour? No, it doesn't. So going off its previous history, where period of consolidation to markup to period of consolidation to markup, period of consolidation to markup, period of consolidation to markup. I mean, it may look like it is an easier coin trade, but these are probably the hardest setups to trade in the market. You just buy the periods of consolidation. It's happened 3 times already. I mean, technically you would buy it now because you have a... Let me remove this clutter. So you have a break of these lows. You swept lows and you scared out all the previous buyers right here. So you swept lows, tested 1 hour 200, and then markup. But Jesus Christ, you know what a high... Oh my God, look at this. Last period consolidation did the same thing. Actually, it's the exact same setup. Okay, so just going off of what it did before, sweep lows hit 1 hour, sweep lows hit what you bid now. So you would bid Aptos right now, and if you want a better entry, you would bid $14.67. Just because this is daily 4 and 1 hour and 15-minute for value gap. So this is where all the previous bidders missed out on. So there's a ton of, I bet you if you go to the order books right now, $15 to $14 is going to be where the most bids are stacked for APT. I guarantee you that. This is where all the limit orders were left behind after someone marketed. Do you think other coins such as Wi-Fi and XRP will drop below if Bitcoin retraces? I don't know how close they are. I'm going to end it after this last question. I don't want these to go too long. Do I think... Oh, so great catch actually. So XRP, you, as I said before, bid. If you have no XRP, one of your best moments to bid is right now. This is the third test of it. It's the third test of the 4 out of 200. I shouldn't have to explain the sentiment that much on the value at these levels, but that's where it's at. Yeah, Bitcoin retraces 5% or so. Alts will fall again 5%. So 4 hour 200s will break if Bitcoin hits the point of interest we want. And that wouldn't be too bad actually, because XRP falling into that category of a 5% drawdown brings you back into this extremely valuable area. Won't break this low though. I can guarantee you that as long as XRP holds bullish sentiment, it will not break 36.60. This is the safeguarded low. It's going to take something massive to break this. Because this low produced these highs, and these highs broke every other previous strong high. High confidence, high confidence. Okay. That's it, I think. Someone said, so much news, ER and key levels, LMAO in the same week. Yeah, that's just how it goes. Market makers do this on purpose. All the ERs, all the employment events, FOMC, everything, everything. As soon as you have what you have been waiting for, what all traders have been waiting for over 2.5 months now. Now you get all these extremely volatile events that can change the course of the technical analysis. So, will be fun. Let's see what happens. We'll know this week. That's the beauty of it. We will know this week because by Friday, we have FOMC and we have monetary policy reports. And by Friday, Apple is reported, Amazon's reported, Google's reported, Starbucks is reported. Every major company in the S&P 500 will have reported earnings. So we'll know by Friday. And Friday's the next stream too. So on Friday, we will have an update on what the fuck happened, right? Is SPX going to be at the lows? Did Apple report, 50% revenue loss? Is Jay Powell raising, the monetary policy by 3 basis points? We'll see. And that's the frustrating point also to trading these golden setups is I don't know what the fucking old man Jay Powell's going to say. If anyone has a connect at the Federal Reserve, let me know. Be nice to know what he's going to say before. But either way, there's a massive move on both sides. My sentiment is bullish. We've only marked up 5% on SPX since December. There's not much for them to tarnish in the market right now. Anyways. All right, that's it, boys. Thanks for tuning in, and catch you guys on Friday or sooner. If anything major plays out, we'll just do a stream even sooner because we'll need to get the information out faster. But ciao. That's it for today.